1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
Who's got it going on? We got it going on.
Yeah, we do.
The song says so.
Yeah.
It's Mike and John. Got it going on.
It's in the song.
Brought to you by Jordan Genso, community servant, community realtor, and official GetGo realtor.
Yeah.
So, last week we were talking about AARP.
I remember, yes.
Yeah.
You had your trunk organizer.
I didn't have a trunk.
Oh, they were
organizer.
offering you one.
Yeah, they offered that, and they're still offering that piece of crap trunk organizer.
I mean, what is it? What is it anyway? Is it just
It's like foldable, and it's like basically a box.
Okay.
That you put your stuff in so it doesn't fly all over the trunk.
I see. All right.
So ever since we started talking about that, I'm getting emails. So we can't talk about it anymore. I keep getting more and more AAR.
Oh, you think they're listening?
I think so.
Maybe they should advertise.
They really should.
They really should advertise. Then we'll talk about their trunk organizer all
And
day
how
long.
great those trunk organizers
they're-
are.
they're great.
Keep your junk in your trunk organized.
That's right. That really should be their
Yes.
motto. But
Your stuff that you store in your trunk that you never use.
right.
That's so no more talking about it.
No.
All right, so stop it right now.
So it's
Cut
Tuesday.
that. Yes, it is.
That means it's of course toss back trivia time.
It sure does with
Yeah. And
Cousin Jeff.
Didn't he give us a clue as to what this week was going to be about? And
He probably did, and we didn't listen.
We don't have a clue.
We don't care.
No. Well, there's that too. It wouldn't have mattered. It's not like we were going to study. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I forgot what he said.
I forgot too.
I even forgot last week's topic. So
It
that's
was
short-term memory kind of fading.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You won that one, didn't you?
I did.
By default.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
As
He
most-
asked way too many questions.
Yeah, it was a little
deep.
A little deep.
So we'll find out what the topic is today. We'll take a look at last night's Monday Night Trivia to see if we did indeed get a winner, and you are going to be surprised at what the answer was.
Right. What?
And you'll say, why didn't I think of
Yeah.
that?
What do you not have around your house anymore?
Yeah. Well, that kind of hurt. It's going to leave a mark. So we'll get to that in just a bit. Your 2-cent history lesson, and of course, local news brought to you by our friends at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. Speaking of downtown Brighton, starting Tuesday, the contractor working on the downtown Brighton streetscape project will start removing the concrete sidewalks on Main Street between West Street and Grand River. The work's anticipated to last 2 to 3 days. Officials advise motorists that there'll be intermittent interruptions, but as was done previously, temporary sidewalks will be installed. Officials stress that they'll always maintain access to businesses and that if patrons want to enter or exit an affected business while the contractor is working outside, they will suspend their work and assist the customer. And I would like to be there when that happens. When somebody's, say, walking out of, say, Culture Beer and Cheese, and there's, like, a guy with a jackhammer.
Sure.
Right, and he's got tattoos on. I'm stereotyping here, of course.
I guess you are.
But, excuse me, ma'am. Let me help you across this gravel roadway, or
Wow,
whatever.
you've really thought about this, haven't you?
I just thought that was interesting that they will stop work.
Sure. Lay their coat down if it's raining.
I mean, I almost feel like we should go there and kind of be troublemakers.
There should be, there should be like exit valets to help you.
Right.
Back in the old days, that's what they would have done.
Exit valets.
Yeah.
Maybe there should be like a time, like every 10 minutes, there's a 2-minute window.
Sure, where they stop jackhammering.
See, they hold you there.
Hurry up, bring me up. I got 30 seconds to get out the door.
Go, 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 go. All right.
You're editorializing.
I'm sorry.
Jackhammer.
That's my new nickname.
Yes, it is. John Jackhammer King.
People have called me, close to that.
They sure have.
All right. Also, construction-wise, the PV Road Bridge in Marion Township has been reopened to traffic following a lengthy closure. That's according to the Livingston County Road Commission. They closed the bridge last November over the Marion-Genoa Drain between Kettle Road and Mason Road. Built in 1948, the bridge was deemed to be in poor condition when it was inspected in August of 2017. Its foundation was deemed to be unstable after the drain's channel had shifted. That prompted its being scheduled scheduled for reconstruction. The $1.7 million project replaced the pre-stressed concrete box beams, rebuilt the bridge approaches, and provided for new concrete curb and gutter. And La Casa Center's Healthy Families Livingston program, which provides in-home support for new and expectant parents, has earned national accreditation. Prevent Child Abuse America and Healthy Families America announced that Healthy Families Livingston was awarded the accreditation after successfully completing a rigorous qualification process. The goal of Healthy Families Livingston is to provide high-quality home visiting services for families who want to improve their child's health, nutrition, and developmental outcomes. The accreditation process involves national reviewers examining over 200 separate program requirements within a stringent set of 12 critical elements. Healthy Families Livingston has served hundreds of families and children since the program was initiated at the Women's Resource Center back in 1996. It became a program of La Casa's when the two agencies merged in 2011. And that's what's going on.
And that's the news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. See that pregnant pause I threw in there? It's just to let you think about what you just heard.
You better be careful. We don't have a birthing center around here, so it's pregnant pauses. You got to go to Ann Arbor to deliver.
Should I start now? It's brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. Of course, Cooper and Binkley Jewelers has a commitment to not only customer service, but community involvement, honesty, professionalism, and of course, exquisite merchandise. If you have a graduate in the near future, a wedding coming up, Cooper and Binkley Jewelers, the one to see. Mark and Barb Binkley will take care of you along with their great staff. Whether you're looking for something custom designed, something restyled or reimagined, or the latest designs from Simon G. or Zagani. Stop by and see our friends at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton today. You can find them online on Facebook, Cooper and Binkley Jewelers, and, of course, in downtown Brighton. Speaking of downtown Brighton, I think you were onto something about helping people out the door or in the door when they're trying to shop in downtown Brighton, now that there's going to be no sidewalks soon.
Right.
First of all, Bob Seeger's got to reimagine Main Street and the verbiage in that one. But when you think about it, I think that 2-minute window is a good idea. But do you do it in intervals for sections of downtown? Do you just say, okay, from, say, 12:02 p.m. to 12:04 p.m., you've got silence on the streets?
I don't know. Maybe you have a spotter.
Yeah, like the road crews. They get the microphones,
right.
or the walkie-talkies, and they talk to the guy in front of a business, saying, "Hey, we've got 3 pedestrians that are heading your way. We'd like to make sure that they can enter into Lou and Carl's or something like that."
Right.
And they stop the jackhammer.
Actually, maybe what you can do is up the technology game. Get like a drone, that will just hover.
That won't cost anything
on Main Street, and it will just observe.
That's the government. They already do that.
Well, put it. I mean,
maybe you don't want the man watching it not like that,
true.
John.
Right.
Especially when you go into hush. Just saying. The other day we received a nice note and a gift in the mail.
Yes, we did.
From Ruben and Evelyn.
Yes,
it was very nice of them.
It was a very nice. They sent a very generous donation.
Yeah.
To GetGo, and they wrote a note, said, "Mike and John, thanks for the good reporting.
You're welcome. I do it all.
Please do not please do not waste your time and stamp with a thank you note. Keep up the good fight." That was from Evelyn.
Well, thank you, Evelyn.
And like I said, very generous donation that she made to GetGo. And, she had responded last week. I think we had been speaking at one point about
the QRS.
RS.
What is that code?
You're talking about this.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's the QR code.
The QR.
Yeah,
there's no S in the QR.
Speaking of high tech, for folks that would like to make a donation to GetGo, you can use this QR code, just snap it off your screen and on your smartphone, and you can make a thing to our Venmo. But
what if you don't have Venmo, like myself?
Well, you can do what Evelyn did and write a check.
There you go. That's simple.
Write a check with a nice little note on it. And like I said, very very generous donation. So
we appreciate that.
Oh, I was holding it up while we weren't on screen. Who is running this show?
I don't know.
All right, so there's
clearly the clueless.
See, this is a check with a note.
Yes,
so you can see the note.
See, people do still use checks.
They do.
We're going to get GetGo checks.
But the point is that we're trying to expand GetGo. We have lots of exciting things going on this summer.
We do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we
got Gillis Benedict is going to be out covering all kinds of events for us, like coming up Memorial Day. He'll be at the Heartland Parade.
Sweet.
He's going to be covering the 4th of July parade. There's the
we should be.
There's the polo thing in Heartland. So he's going to be covering all these events.
It's not a polo thing. It's a polo match.
Well, I know.
The polo thing.
The polo thing. It's a polo thing.
It's a Marco Polo thing at the pool.
Really? We should have a Marco Polo tournament.
So, do you remember playing Marco Polo? You have a pool and I have a pool.
Yeah.
And I know when we were kids, we played Marco Polo. And you were supposedly, it's like tag with your eyes closed.
But everybody
in a pool.
cheats.
Yeah,
Everybody. Everybody cheats. It always ends with, you're cheating, forget it. You
farted in the pool and I felt the bubbles coming my way.
I see you opening your eyes. How did you know if you didn't open your eyes? Well, I had to blink.
Well, if you're it, isn't it? In Marco Polo, you're supposed to, everybody else can have their eyes open, but you're not supposed to if you're the guy.
Right.
In Marco Polo.
Right.
Are you Marco?
But then the person that
Polo?
is they crack open their eye and they see where you're at.
It's just because they got chlorine in it.
Well, and then especially if you're playing in like my friend, I remember he had like above ground pools, one of those round above ground. It's not that big. I mean, there's only so many places you can go, and someone like me, I'm a pretty big target. So it didn't take much to just kind of reach out. Oh, there's King. All right.
I smell sausage.
It's like I'm going to be somewhere. You really within arm's reach.
Yeah.
You're going to find me.
So with Marco Polo, we've had a pool for probably 15 years. And I don't think I've ever played Marco Polo in my pool. I have not taught.
Well, your kids were kind of older by the time you got that pool.
No, they were.
Were they? Okay.
3 and maybe 5 and 9, something like that.
Right.
Somewhere around there.
You're old.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But I never taught them how to play Marco Polo. So we'll be doing that this weekend, boys.
Well, this is fascinating.
It's one of those games you just didn't pass down to your kids.
Yeah.
Have you played Marco Polo in your pool?
No, but our kids are old enough that they can come join us now on Thursday, June 1st at Mike and John night.
Yes.
At Eternity Brewing.
You know what we'll do? We'll close our eyes and say Marco Polo and see if we can find one another.
After we have a couple of Mike and John brews,
your eyes may
we'll
be a little more
closed. The bar with our eyes closed. Marco Polo. Of course, this is to benefit the Walk to End Alzheimer's, and we want to see you there that night. There'll be the special Mike and John brew. Only a couple of days left in our online poll.
Yes.
If you go to mikeandjohnpodcast.com, you can vote for one of the 4 flavor combinations.
Do you have to be over 21 to vote?
No.
For the beer?
No. You have to be over 21 to drink the beer.
But you can vote for it at any
You can
age.
vote for it, yeah.
So if there's kids
As a
out
matter
there
of
that
fact,
want
I
to
think
get
my
revenge.
14-year-old kid has voted a couple times.
Stacking the vote for
That's
daddy's
what-
favorite.
that-
I see how it is.
So it
Yeah.
is a mere coincidence that option 4, the one that I wanted, lemon
way
peach
in
and
the
black
left.
tea, is leading right now.
Just a mere
But
coincidence.
option two is right behind. That's the passion fruit, orange, guava, and Scotch bonnet pepper. Now, my oldest, who's 25,
Well, you're old.
he was trust me. He was over last night, and I showed him the poll, and he was like, he goes, I like that number 2. He thought that sounded
more
intriguing,
fashionable.
so I believe he voted for number 2. So
You kicked him out of the house
option
again,
3
didn't you?
is in third place.
You're outta here.
He's already out of here. And then option 1, traveling way behind.
Yeah.
Not going to win.
We're not even going to mention the flavors,
it's not
vanilla
even
and
the point.
lavender.
So you have until Thursday night to make your choice known. And that will be the beer that we have on Mike and John night.
Yes, the official Mike and John.
Thursday, June 1st, Eternity Brewing.
We've been bugging Eternity Brewing Company to have a Mike and John beer, and they're finally doing it.
Yeah.
For one night only. And maybe some leftovers the next day. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll
Maybe.
see. Yeah.
All right. In Monday Night Trivia, brought to you by our OG sponsor, Firehouse Stores, who have been serving Livingston County for over a quarter of a century. That's 25 years.
I believe that is
correct. For as
correct.
long as John's oldest son has been on this planet.
A quarter of a century.
Yes.
25 times 4 is
quarter.
100. Yeah, I think you got
Very
it.
good.
Very good.
Unparalleled products and services from Firehouse Stores. Our question, in the 1980s, one of these could be found in over half of the homes in the U.S.
Right.
It seemed
That's
like
1
we
out
all-
of 2.
Very good.
Thank you.
Now they're kind of extinct when you think about it. And there was a revolution that kind of made this thing or these things kind of not be as popular.
Well,
but it's
really
like,
unnecessary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
unless you want to go retro and
true.
kind of throwback.
Right. So let's look at some of the answers. I mean, Karen said a home phone.
Yeah, rotary phones.
I mean, those are definitely, way down. In fact, I would be willing to bet
they were probably more in the 70s, and then when the push button came in,
I think there's probably less than 50% of homes have a
landline.
A landline, right?
Yeah. Beth said the cable box because a lot of people have cut the cord.
Yeah.
And they're proud when they cut the cord. They say, we've cut the cord.
I'm a proud cord cutter.
You know what? I saved so much money by cutting the cord and subscribing to 75 different streaming services.
Don't ask me to do that math because now that every friggin' stream service comes along and it's a good show, and you're like, all right, I guess it's only, and then you add them all up and you're like, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Now that you brought that up, I researched the Reacher.
Oh, right.
They're talking September of 2023.
Okay. For this is just for season 2 of Reacher.
For season 2.
And we're in season 4.
Yeah, we've kicked off season 4.
This thing. Christine said ice cube trays.
Oh, I got my ice cube trays.
So
because our ice maker went on the fritz and it was cheaper to just make ice. All right. I use the old recipe. It's a family recipe. If anybody needs it.
That's nice.
Let us know.
Now, are your ice trays the kind with the metal pullback tab?
No.
They're not that old?
Those
okay.
You got to crack them and then you have leftover ice inside.
Okay.
But I got a set of 4 that are very flexible and you can pop the ice cubes out of that pretty easily. Then I have some that are a little stiffer. And that's when you get the smaller cubes. That's right. A little stiffer. Nothing beats a stiff ice cube tray, I always say. Sandra said Yellow Pages. Sure, you get it, put it by your mailbox. And
finally got rid of those?
I don't know.
I haven't gotten one in a while. It's been a couple years.
Well, nobody wants to hear from you.
Well, here's a good thing. I'm not going to call you. Okay? So you can kill all those trees and make this book that I then go, into the recycle bin. I mean, as soon as you get it, you're like, fling it into the recycle bin because, hi, I've got a phone.
Well, you might need it to weigh something down. Gets a little windy.
That's true.
You have one of those canopies on your patio.
Not Yellow Pages, it's the yellow paperweights.
You get a little wet. Strap it to the post. You got to wait.
Along those same lines, George said encyclopedias.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Those are good.
But
good
I do remember the days of.
Ooh.
I got a report due tomorrow.
Yep.
Go over to my friend's house because they had the Encyclopedia Britannica. And,
World Book was easier to copy from, and more pictures. I was a World Book encyclopedia kind of guy myself.
Maybe put Boston on the turntable. Open the book and start copying out of the encyclopedia.
So one of the closer guesses was from Debbie, and it was a bread machine.
Okay.
However, bread machines made a comeback when COVID kicked in because everybody was making bread because there wasn't going to be any at the grocery store. We should have had a toilet paper machine.
If you go to Facebook Marketplace, bread machines are really cheap.
I don't make bread anymore.
Yeah. Commodore 64 said Evan.
Wow, that's not specific at all.
I actually had a Commodore VIC-20.
Ooh. A VIC-20?
I had the VIC-20.
What was the difference between a 64 and a VIC-20?
Well, 44.
44?
Yeah, 20.
Oh, I see.
Would be 64. Yeah. The Commodore VIC-20
okay,
was...
You're doing a lot of math today.
Was a piece of crap. But at the time, it was like, oh my God, I'm on Star Trek.
This is better than Pong.
Barely.
Charlene said a cassette tape. Right. Audrey said waterbed. And those were all things of the 80s.
And a lot of these, Jeff said a clock radio. And again, a lot of these things are gone precisely because of this device, specifically this device.
I still have a clock radio just for fun.
I do too. I have it for nostalgia.
It's there.
Mine is, it's been with me so long now.
It's like a friend.
Yeah, it is.
You can't throw that friend in the room.
I've had that thing since 1985.
Wow. Next year, it's anniversary. A couple of years, we'll have an anniversary for that.
When my friend Tracy, who was a security guard at
Quick Pick?
No, he was a security guard at a local hotel. It was a Courtyard by Marriott that they were building.
And now they're missing it.
And they're still looking for a security guard while they were building it. And I hung out with him one night, and the security guard goes, hey, you want a free clock radio? And I'm like, sure. And he opens up this door, and there's like a whole box of these clock radios. He just hands me one. I'm like, sure, okay.
I got to make a call.
I believe the statute of limitations is
I'm
expired.
still on that $9.99 alarm clock.
I've had it ever since.
It's almost 40 years. All right. Well,
Hot clock radio.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which barely works, but I can't get rid of it.
Does it still have the little
I
wire
can't.
antenna on it?
No. I can't quit you.
Van Halen song.
Speaking of which, rabbit ears for the TV.
Have you seen Junior's Grades?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have. He's stealing clock radios now.
Yes. No right answer, but like I said, the bread machine
Right.
is the closest, and the answer was a popcorn popper.
Wow.
Whether it was an air popper or if you had the old one with the dome, and you put the grease in and the kernels, the oil in the kernels, and then the butter on the top that
Right.
could drip onto it when it
The little
melted.
butter melter
Yeah,
tray.
the little butter hopper.
Which, as I remember, the one my parents had, it was made out of metal, and it had like the butter melter.
Oh yeah.
But so you have to pick it up, and sometimes you burn your fingers.
burn-
trying to lift it. Ow, ow, ow.
So nobody guessed popcorn.
No, it was
popper,
not in there.
But
Yeah.
because of the microwave popcorn.
Another pregnant pause. Be careful.
Yeah, it was. But I'm letting everybody think about that popcorn popper they,
All right.
they once had. It's probably a Presto. And that makes sense.
I think
Presto
that's-
is that
yeah.
a
I
popular
think
name.
you're
Or
right.
Hamilton Beach popcorn
Another
maker.
one, right.
And then the air poppers were popular
Now,
too.
if you ever see a popcorn popper like it's a thrift store or a garage
sale.
sale, there's always a melted, like part of it got melted somewhere.
Sure.
Like they left it on too long or.
First, it was Jiffy Pop that tried to put the homemade popcorn popper out of business, and then
Microwave popcorn.
microwave.
Which they say is really bad for you.
Yeah. And then the
doesn't
Orville Redenbacher, one that came in like a chicken bucket from KFC.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, nobody won.
Why doesn't KFC have a microwave
Popcorn chicken popper.
But popcorn chicken.
That's
would,
what I mean.
would go-
Popcorn. Didn't they have for a while those little popcorn chicken things?
Yeah, they should make it so there's microwave popcorn, but instead of popcorn, it's got popcorn chicken.
Sure. I think it's a
Get
different
to work
concept.
on that.
So we'll put another question up tonight. For those that get correct answers in this week's trivia, you participate in Main Street May with Jordan Genso, a chance to win $100 in gift cards. And this week, the featured business in downtown Brighton is Two Dandelions.
Right. Two Dandelions Bookstore. We'll be talking with those folks tomorrow on the show. Find out more about them and all the fun things they do, different book clubs and
Do
all
they
kinds of-
sell Ishkadoodle?
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Okay, we'll market that. I'm just saying.
That means they don't.
Okay,
But
we'll work on
we're
it.
going to talk about that. You're going to be my agent.
We'll muscle them.
All right. You got to be my agent, though.
I'm a secret agent, man.
Oh, yeah, you
See if cousin Jeff has
Oh,
come up with
okay,
a
I didn't-
compelling topic.
Hey, Mike and John.
are. Hey, that's
Cousin
us.
Jeff.
What's up?
Oh, I am. I'm in Sacramento, California.
Oh,
so
really?
it's,
Wow.
You really are up.
Yes.
Yeah,
So it's like
4:22 in the morning.
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Why don't you just
Why'd
take
you
this
answer?
week off? Why don't you just say I'm taking a week off? I'm not getting up for 4 a.m. for you idiots.
Because I'm actually timed it perfect. I got my work done here real quick, so
Oh.
I've got a flight in less than 2 hours.
Oh, I see. Early flight. Okay.
We'll try and
So
get
you're,
this
you're-
done
you're,
before.
You're cramming us in before the early flight.
It is working out that way perfectly.
Well, all right. Look,
All right. It's
this guy's prepared.
Yes. Unlike us.
Yeah.
What's our topic today, cousin Jeff?
Well, I said we were going to go back to school, and we are.
With Rodney
The
Dangerfield?
Dangerfield movie of Thornton Mellon.
Ah,
Back
Shakespeare
to
for
school.
everybody.
Yes.
If a man has no education, he's got nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, actually, what school does Rodney Dangerfield go back to?
Oh.
Oh, boy.
The University of Minnesota, Great Lakes University, the University of Wisconsin, or Great Northern University?
You won last week.
So I can't believe it's an actual university. I'm going to say Great Northern University.
What was the first one?
University of Minnesota,
Okay, it wasn't that one. It was the second one.
Great Lakes University.
Yes, Great Lakes.
The other
University.
fake one.
Yeah, the other fake one.
Yeah,
Great Lakes U.
Okay, it was Great Lakes University.
I picked the wrong fake university. I hate when that
The
happens.
wrong fake one.
All right.
You have to look at Sam Kinnison's resume to see where he
That's
was.
right. I mean,
where he was a history
any
teacher.
place that would hire Sam Kinison as your history professor, I want to go there.
That's right. I love that part. But it does. The film does take place on an actual campus.
Okay.
Which campus?
Oh.
Was it the University of Minnesota, Great Lakes University, the University of Wisconsin, or Cal State Northridge?
You're leading.
Cal State.
Yeah, I got to go Cal State because that's California. That's where they were
California, they probably
filming.
wanna travel.
Yeah, right.
We're probably wrong. That would make sense.
Well, think about Great Lakes University. It was actually the University of Wisconsin.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
Yes, and there's some tie-in from the director and being from the University of Wisconsin and all that.
Kickback thing.
Cheese for everyone.
Director ended up with some sort of honorary degree, I'm
Yes.
guessing. Yeah.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
I want to talk at graduation. Who knows?
All right.
All right. So you mentioned Sam Kinison, Professor Turson. I don't want to even say the whole thing. What subject was he the professor of?
Yeah.
Was he a political science professor, history professor, European history, or world history?
I think it was just history.
What was the second choice?
Second choice was history.
Oh,
First
was
was poli-sci,
Yeah.
history, European.
Well, his rant
or
was
world.
about Vietnam. I remember
Right.
he ranted about Vietnam. So
Yeah.
that could be history. But I'm going to say it was political science.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And?
The answer is?
What? I'm sorry. What did Mike say?
Oh, history.
Yeah, Mike said history. I said
Yes.
political science.
Yes, it is just the general subject, history.
Oh, went too much.
You need to go back to school.
I do need to go back to school. All right, Mike's in the lead.
It's killing it.
I don't think I
Gotta
can
have
catch
Lou
up.
get you some
Yeah.
tutors.
I always have used the reference of widgets. Like, what are we making?
Right,
widgets.
Right.
Well, how much is a widget? It doesn't matter. And then bribing politicians and bribing officials.
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of
This
concepts.
is the real one.
That's one of those it's like Caddyshack, a highly quotable movie.
Yes.
Yes. Why don't you call me when you've got no class?
All right, what's our final question?
Last question. So at one point, he is getting behind, and he hires a lot of people to
Yes.
do work for him. So who is the author that Thornton
Thurston's
hires
on the
to
island.
write? Thurston's on the island. Yeah, Thornton writes a term paper for him and gets a D. So he actually hires this author.
Yeah.
That's a
I
great
remember,
scene.
yeah.
Gets a D. Was it Harlan Coben, Kurt Vonnegut, Danielle Steele, or Arthur Miller?
All right, what do you think? You're leading.
It was Vonnegut.
Yeah, it was Kurt Vonnegut. I know that one.
Yeah.
Yep, it was absolutely.
And he
Kurt
played
Vonnegut.
himself.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a scene with
He
him.
played
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
And he got a D.
He did.
that was awesome.
The other one I always remember is the bad guy in the movie. It's the same bad guy from Karate Kid.
Oh yeah,
William Zabka.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the
That was
antagonist.
he made all kinds of money in the 80s being the jerk.
Yeah. Wasn't Robert Downey Jr. his son's friend?
Yeah.
And that was like early Robert Downey Jr.
It might have been his first film, if I'm not
Yeah.
or like first.
Because he was kind of a punker.
Yeah, it's a anti-war
Yeah.
weirdo kind of.
And the guy that played his son, wasn't he in Christine?
We're making all kinds of connections here, but yes, you are right.
Because he was kind of a creepy
Yeah,
kid.
it wasn't that creepy. Yeah.
Could be. It could be. Burt Young. Burt Young was.
Yeah, that was
Rocky.
Lou.
It was Lou.
That was
Yeah.
Lou.
Yeah.
That was Lou. Yep.
You know,
How about-
I gotta
how
say,
about-
I'm
how
not
about
happy with
gold
this
digging?
class, Jeff, because you had nothing with the triple Lindy. Nothing. Come on.
You don't know that. Maybe that was the tiebreaker.
You alluded to triple
Just run with
Yeah, because pulling an athlete out of the stands in an NCAA thing would really make sense.
Oh, yeah. Well, it happens all the
He
time.
tested the air. Did the triple Indy?
Did the arm farts?
Yes.
Come on
Come
now.
on.
It's classic. All right. Well, Mike wins this one.
Our tiebreaker was going to have to do with Oingo Boingo.
Oh, right. The band. That's right. They were.
Dead Man's Party?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That was awful.
They did the whole soundtrack.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, Jeff, we appreciate you getting up early and taking us back to school and giving this show a little class.
Very
Very
little.
little.
Yes. Yes. All right.
All right. Have a safe flight. Safe travels, Jeff. We'll do it again next week, buddy.
Yeah, and I'm going to go in and vote for my favorite beer selection.
Yeah, you only got a
You
couple
haven't
days.
voted yet?
Oh, I voted.
you can
I
vote.
voted early and often.
That's
All right.
right. The
So-
Chicago voting method.
Yeah. Now, do you want to reveal which one you voted for, or are you keeping that under the hat?
I am not voting for the Scotch one, the hot one,
The pepper one. Yeah.
the pepper. That would not work.
Ooh, hot and hot tub.
Okay.
It sounds good. Usually
I'm
doesn't
sure
taste so
that
hot.
Ryan, the brewmaster at Eternity Brewing, would make that interesting.
I think the problem with that type of beer is you're going to have a lot of sweaters there. People are just going to start sweating, and it's June. It's going to be June, and
Yeah,
I don't know if we want people just sweating around their beer.
yeah. It might be one of those weeks where we have 4 seasons in one.
It could be.
Well, there's still a couple days, so maybe that lavender one, maybe that'll make a tremendous comeback.
I doubt it. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
All right, we'll vote soon, and we will talk to you next week.
All right, Jeff. Thanks, buddy.
Awesome.
All right.
Yep. Talk to you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that was a fun movie. That Back to School.
Well, it sure was.
Watched it numerous times on cable and VHS.
You know, when Back to School came out, which I believe was 1986,
Something like that. I think
I'm not sure that our show sponsor was
Even born yet?
yet.
Are you talking about Jordan Genso?
I am talking about
So this
Jordan
was
Genso.
pre-Jordan.
Yeah, community servant, community realtor.
Yes.
Yeah.
An original OG. He's one of our OG sponsors.
He is.
And stuck with us. He
is-
was the second, right?
He's the second OG.
Yes, second OG.
He's number 2.
And he likes it when you say that. As if you're a Picard who's constipated.
So,
Constipated Picard.
so that's a new series, by the way, coming to Paramount Plus.
Where's Jean-Luc? Number 2.
Okay, what the hell is wrong with us?
Grow up a little bit.
Yeah, come on.
What is that?
Why start
Back
now?
to school.
Jordan's going to be rethinking his sponsorship here. Like, what am I doing? Well, I'll tell you what he's doing.
What is he doing?
He's highlighting downtown Brighton businesses for Main Street May. And as we mentioned earlier, this week, we're focusing on Two Dandelions Bookstore in downtown Brighton. We'll be talking with those folks tomorrow. And all the people that correctly guess trivia this week will be put into a drawing to win $100 in downtown Brighton gift certificates.
We've closed last night's trivia, by the way, for those that
it
are
is closed out, yeah.
answering Popcorn
Yeah,
Popper,
yeah.
because we already gave the answer.
Yeah, it's closed out.
You're not getting in.
So, good try, but no. But all right, thanks to Jordan Genso, community servant, community realtor. Give him a call, 248-444-9777.
We also appreciate our friends at Murphy's Family Auto. If you have car troubles or if you're getting ready for summer travel, get your car ready with our friends at Murphy's Family Auto. Your car knows they can take care of engine troubles, electrical issues, transmission, tires, wheels, alignments, and more. Tell Mike and John sent you to get the Mike and John discount. John even got the discount by mentioning himself.
Yeah. Well, actually,
He said, I'm John. And they said, you get the discount. If he would have said Mike and John, he would have got more.
I didn't even notice until I brought the vehicle home and I looked at the receipt and it said 5% off.
That's
Mike and
just
John
like
discount.
you to look at the receipt afterwards and
Yeah.
not while you're still there.
Yeah.
The accounting department on this accounting day would be ashamed of you for not previewing before you
Well,
left.
no, I didn't. I didn't have to really look at the receipt because I trust Murphy's Family Auto.
They are
They
trustable.
gave me a great deal, by the way. So, yeah,
Murphy's Family Auto. Your
that
car
shows
knows.
you a thing or
They're
two.
open
Don't
on
you
Sunday.
feel dumb now?
Not really. They're open on Saturdays from 8 to 1. Today is accounting day. We salute those that have the balance sheets and keep them balanced. It's also biographers day. We appreciate those that tell the stories of those, don't we? Do you want me to be your biographer?
No. No.
You'd like an autobiography.
Would you like me to be your biographer?
If you want to, sure.
No, I don't think you would.
It's Love a Tree Day.
Okay.
Just keep it clean.
Figuratively. Okay. Just figuratively.
You know how
love
they call
it from afar. All right.
That tree looks nice.
well,
Take a
that's- I
picture.
love that
Paint
tree.
it if you like.
Yeah. Not.
Carve your initials in it.
I love this tree.
The knots. Nice knots. It's Wear Purple for Peace Day.
Hey, that's not a woodpecker.
Is that John King? I guess I'm writing a biography. Wear Purple for Peace Day.
Okay.
It's also,
That'll do it.
yeah, if we all wear purple,
That'll fix it.
there'll be no more violence.
I mean, I get
be a lot of
I get it.
love.
It's symbolic, and that's not really going to do much.
I don't think so.
I don't think Putin's going to be sitting there crumbling, going, "Oh, everyone's wearing purple." Well, that's it. All right, everyone out of Ukraine. All right,
done.
Everyone's wearing purple. I can't
doubt
handle
it,
it.
It's a sea of purple. It's International Pickle Day today as well. International pickle. So it's not just here in the States. This is like worldwide pickle day.
Well, then you have to have a Polish dill.
Oh, nothing like a Polish dill. I think, you know what? I think that's probably my favorite pickle.
I think they are for me
Polish
too.
dill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the sweet gherkins sometimes are nice. Sweet gherkins.
Are you okay? You know, if you got pickles in a tree, we're in trouble. It's on this day in 1891. So we take a look at our 2-cent history lesson. George A. Hormel and Company introduced Spam. 1891.
Right. Some cans laying around still.
Probably a little rust on the edges. 1927. The Supreme Court, in robes and all, ruled that bootleggers must pay income tax. So let me get this straight. They're bringing stuff in illegally.
Right.
Or selling stuff illegally, but they have to pay tax on it. Don't
Right.
worry about the illegal part.
Well, that's how they got Capone, man. Taxes.
Tax evasion. 1929, the first Oscar ceremony was held. Of course, wasn't televised,
No. It wasn't TVs.
right?
It'd be hard to televise it.
1939, food stamps were first issued. Did you ever collect stamps? Like, you know,
My
trade-in
brother
stamps?
was a
The
bit. I mean,
trade-in
when I was a
stamps?
kid, for
Wasn't there
like
green
a
stamps or
minute and a
something?
half, I collected them. My brother's a huge stamp collector, but
I didn't collect stamps. I mean, the
like the
stamps
S
were-
and H, the
Yeah,
S
where
and
you
H green
could,
stamps.
You could, green
Yeah,
stamps,
yeah.
so you could trade them in for stuff.
Right.
Boy, that was exciting.
I think we did when I was like a little kid.
It's kind of like going to Carnival and getting all the tickets and then buying some crap.
Well, you could go to like a warehouse or a store.
Yeah, they were stored the
Yeah.
S&H store.
Right, and you can like, and it's
Now
much,
we're old. Now you know you're old. If you're
Yeah.
talking about collecting
but
stamps,
it's
and buy
much
stuff.
like when you go to an arcade and they give you the
Right.
tickets.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what
you
I'm
go
saying.
to the counter of crap.
Yeah. It was,
You're like, right. Like I'll take a couple of Tootsie Rolls.
that are stale and hard.
Those little finger cuffs. I'll take some of those.
Finger cuffs.
I'll take one of those.
1988. Boy, you won a lot. 1988. Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards fell while reaching for a book of nude art in his Connecticut home. The fall broke his ribs, causing the Stones to postpone many dates on their Bridges to Babylon tour in 1998.
It's very specific.
Yeah, a
about
book
the,
of nude
yeah,
art.
It seems very specific. It's
That
not
was a
just
far
I
reach.
fell and broke my
Yeah.
rib, but I was reaching for. It seems. I think he was reaching for something else. I think he covered up with the.
With the book of nude
Yeah,
art?
yeah. Oh, I'm so sophisticated. I was reaching for the book of nude art. Yeah,
I was trying to find a remote.
yeah. Yes. I reached the bong.
And it was on his day in 2000, the artist announced that he was reclaiming his name Prince since his contract with Warner Chappell had expired. Because there was that time when
He was
was
the
the
symbol.
symbol.
Yeah.
or known as the artist, and
Artist formerly known as Prince.
those of us that were in radio are like, here's Prince that doesn't want to be called Prince.
There's the guy that
Yeah,
used to be known
you know.
as Prince, and now he's not.
The artist formerly known as Prince.
It's
It
the
just
guy.
rolls off the
Yeah,
tongue.
it's the guy.
It's the guy who did
symbol.
Purple Rain,
You know,
remember? Yeah.
It was difficult for us
Yeah.
DJs on radio because you'd see the symbol and you knew that
That was
Ziggy
Prince.
thing was like, that's Prince's symbol. Very hard to describe that on the radio.
Yeah.
It's, as I just showed, Ziggy thing. Looks like an ampersand, but with a couple of...
Kind of like a question mark with an arrow and a key.
Yeah.
Or something like
Right.
that.
And you know what? Here's Prince.
Yeah. We'll call him Prince.
Yeah.
They just
What
won't
are you
get the
gonna do?
royalties at Warner Chapel, Chappelle. And finally, in 2013, human stem cells were successfully cloned on this day. Therefore, you could get a new ear. You'd have to grow it in your back, and then they cut it back out and put it on your ear.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Can you get new stuff, other stuff?
You might be able to if you
we're-
want to grow it out of your back. Do you need new other stuff?
I'm just saying,
Yeah, if you
as
want
you
to
get
grow it out of
older,
your
there's
back.
some things you're like, you know what, I'd like a new one of these.
This is looking old and droopy.
I mean, but then the fact that you got to grow it on your back, this is a downside. While it's growing, you're going to stay inside.
Wearing baggy shirts.
Not going to be seen outside.
And don't lean back too much. Sleep on your side. All right, that's your 2-cent history lesson for today, and we apologize.
Yes,
for
we
that,
do.
for John's behavior.
Yeah, come
Show
on.
today.
I don't know what's wrong with
Grow up
me.
a little bit.
All right.
All right, coming up tomorrow on a Wednesday, is Cougar going to join us?
No, she will be with us on Friday.
Oh, she's coming on
yeah,
Friday.
she's coming on Friday.
I don't know if I want her here on Friday. No, she can come on Friday.
Of course
That's
she
fine.
can.
All right.
So, yeah. And
We'll have another question tonight. We'll put up a bonus prize.
Okay.
Plus, you'll have a chance to qualify for the Main Street May giveaway with show sponsor Jordan Jensen.
we'll be talking with Two Dandelions Bookstore tomorrow, Wednesday, here on Mike and John Got It Going On.
We'll see you then. Or you'll see us then.
with Mike and
I don't know if we'll see
John.
you.
Tune in next time and giggle on.